Hello and welcome back. Today I'm reading from the Bead Collector, the Bead Collector. Another cover I love. And the description goes, Lagos, January 1976, 6 years after the Nigerian Civil War. A new military regime has been in power for 6 months, but rumors are spreading that a counter-coup is imminent. At an art exhibition in the affluent Ikoyi neighborhood, Remi Lawal, a Nigerian woman who runs her own greeting card shop, meets Francis Cook, who introduces herself as an American art dealer in Nigeria to buy rare beads. They become friends and over the next few weeks confide in each other about their aspirations, loyalties, marriage, motherhood, and Nigeria itself, as hospitable Remi welcomes the enigmatic Francis into her world. Remi's husband, Tunde, naturally suspects Francis, like any American in Lagos, of gathering intelligence for the CIA. Yet she's unconvinced, cynical about the country's unending instability and alienated by the shallowness of the city's elite. She willingly shares her views with Francis. But the February 13 assassination of General Mohammed prompts Remi to reconsider one particular conversation with her new acquaintance in a different light. Her discouragement overcome by a reawakened sense of patriotism, she begins to doubt that the bead collector is who she claims to be. The story of a brief friendship, the bead collector reveals one Nigerian mother's yearning amid legacies of conflict and uncertainty to help build her country from home. January 10, 1976. The invitation stated that the exhibition would begin at 6 o'clock, but by 7:30 that evening, Tunde and I were the only Nigerian guests who had shown up. At first, I put it down to the usual disregard for punctuality in Lagos, and I thought perhaps it was due to the rumor, which began at Christmas and spread by way of alleged confirmation that another military coup was imminent. Still, Tunde and I were not completely alone among foreigners. The artist, a bead painter, was Nigerian. The poor fellow was sweating away his danshiki as he tried to explain postmodernism to those of us who were present. His works were hung up at one end of the hall at the Kurama Hotel. Oyinda, our host for the evening as president of the Cultural Society of Lagos, was also Nigerian, though neither her appearance nor her demeanor would suggest that. She wore a black strapless dress that kept sliding down, so once in a while, she lifted her arms in a sort of flourish. She spoke in a hoity-toity English accent, as if she had a hot potato in her mouth. At one point in the evening, she was talking to Tunde, and I was by the table of canapes, eating an olive. She leaned over to pat Tunde's arm, and he threw his head back to laugh at what she had said. They got so loud, I wasn't the only one in the hall taking notice of them. Tunde only ever laughed like that when he played with our dog, Duchess, and normally he could not be bothered with Oyinda. But he was beginning to demonstrate how much in need of attention he was. For a moment, I imagined what would happen should his neck lock in that position, which was enough to amuse me until Oyinda accidentally elbowed a waiter. A dish of tomato sauce crashed to the floor. People gasped and stepped back. The waiter apologized as Oyinda called for soda water. An expatriate appeared on the scene to advise on how to remove stains. Tunde brushed the cocktail sticks from his French suit, and Oyinda pulled what looked like a shrimp out from her cleavage. I wasn't about to offer my assistance. I got rid of the olive pit in my mouth and stepped out of the hall into the evening air. A woman in the corridor noticed me dabbing my tears with a handkerchief. She initially looked concerned, then she realized I was laughing, not crying. She was Francis Cook, an American. She mistook me for a northerner because of my surname, Lawal. She had just returned from the north, where she had visited Kaduna and Kano. Thank you for listening.